Hello, Richard Urban Warlock here. I'm doing another talkie video. It's based around spirituality. This is going to go into the Spirituality 101 playlist. It probably is going to be a little bit controversial, but it's not supposed to be. As always, anything I say is based on a belief system, but to be honest, I'm going to be raising more questions than giving a response. So, I want to ask, raise the point, is it time to start dropping more Christian-based doctrine from spirituality? Now, obviously, I come from the other side of the spectrum. I'm witchcraft-based. Never been a Christian, never been christened, never got it as a child. Anyway, what's kind of raised this video, and I'm not going to speak on his behalf, but one of my friends, I sometimes talk about him, Rick Paul, has been started to go by the kind of nickname, if you want to call it that, of the fallen angel. Now, within the event circuit, a lot of us readers give ourselves kind of nicknames. So John Richardson goes by Barnsley Boy or King of the Cards. I was going by the Activator. I've now switched it to the Karmic Destroyer because it's a little bit more aggressive and edgy. Rick Paul was the Waistcoat Man, and now he switched it to the Fallen Angel. Now, this has raised a few eyebrows within the community. Now, for me, I think it's edgy. I think it's brave. I don't see a problem with it. I think the problem that a lot of people have is that obviously the fallen angel has that Christian connection. Now, for me, and I'm not the first one to say that, there's lots and lots and lots of videos about this on TikTok, but it's more in regard to if you've not seen these and you follow me. For me, Christian-based construct of religion and stuff like that is a belief in one God, and basically we all serve. We all serve that one God, and that one God has set out these very strict rules. Now, when you look at the church, it is based on masculine supremacy, and it's all about control. Now, you can disagree with that if you want to. I don't give a shit. But that's what it is. And it's about keeping ourselves keeping people in line. Now, again, I've never been to a spiritualist church, so I'm going off what I've heard. So please don't shoot the messenger, as it were. From what I understand, a lot, not all, but a lot of spiritualist churches are based on a more kind of Christian blend of spiritualism. Now, I've got a couple of issues with this. First off is that, Christians and more so Catholics, they don't believe in this stuff, because to believe in spirituality and connection with spirit and ghosts and stuff like that means that there is something other than heaven and hell. So that's why they don't believe in it. So to say that, Christ and God comes into it is a little bit of mind fuck for me. The second thing is that, and this has been raised on a lot of videos. If the angels serve God, and God is all like, you must do this, you must do that, otherwise you are going to hell, then surely a fallen angel would fall more into the spiritual category, because we're looking at kind of raising vibrations and helping people to ascend and break away from toxic masculine hierarchy, which the church and a lot of spiritual churches are based on. Now, I say a lot of spiritual churches because to simply put a structure in place whereby it says you have to come here, I mentioned this on the previous video. A lot of my colleagues who have been to spiritualist churches or started their journey off have been told this belief system that you should not charge for your services. However, if it's a church, it's based on a structure. Well, where are they getting their money from? They're getting the money from the congregation. So it's okay for you to go along and give them the money, but it's not okay for you to charge for your services. My view on that is it's fucking bullshit. It's my time and energy. This work is extremely tiring, and I will charge for it, I'm afraid. Okay. If Source wants me to help as many people as possible, then I have to do it full time. If I do it full time, then I have to make a living out of it. Simple as that. Anyway, the point is that I think that some of my colleagues and people within the community need to move away from this idea that if you're calling yourself a fallen angel, it does not mean you are calling yourself the devil or Lucifer. Because if you're going down that mind frame, then that's a Christian mind frame and negates what this belief system in its very wide-ranging spectrum is. Like I say, for me, surely the fallen angels were cast aside by God because they wanted to do something different and actually help people see outside of this strict construct. And I'm not talking about Satanism. That's a completely different thing. Like I say, if you think I'm talking about Satanism, then again, you've missed the point. You've missed the point that I'm trying to make here. So yeah, I suppose I would just question whether it's time to break away from it. I can kind of understand why, a couple of decades ago, it was a little bit more needed, and some of the mediums at the time probably felt a little bit more comfortable and accepted by going down that road. As things have evolved and have changed, people don't really want that because they're looking for something outside of organised religion because they've seen what a fucking mess and war and stuff like that the organised religions are making of the world. So I just thought, let's try and think outside the box. So if somebody wants to call themselves the fallen angel, first off, good on you, got some balls there. Second off, let's think about it in a different light. Because me, for one, I don't like this idea of this overseeing God who's going to tell me what to do. No, no. It goes against what we're saying. So if you are one of these people, like I say, I'm not saying it to try and offend you, but I would just say try and think from a different perspective. That calling yourself the fallen angel and thinking things from a different angle is breaking away from that Christian frame of mind that is instilled so in the West and has been dominant for centuries. You know what I mean? Let's not forget that the Christians and the Catholics, they did try and wipe out the pagans, which, a lot of paganism and stuff like that, it does kind of tie into spirituality, different form again, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, that was my point, really, that maybe it's time that we started dropping some of this stuff. I don't like the way people talk about Christ consciousness because, again, it's bringing Jesus and stuff like that into something where, for me personally, I don't feel it has a place. And I don't, it's like with the angels, people talking about working with the angels and using all the Christian-based names. Now, again, so it's a lot. I don't work with angels, but on occasion they pop through. I did try and ask an angel once its name, and it didn't compute in my mind. So I understand why they use more like human-based names, but yeah, it just feels all a bit too Christian construct. And then I would question, has this been all derived so that the Christians can kind of keep their foot in, try and be a bit more modern and try and keep with the times and use it to manipulate the more spiritual based system. Again, just a theory. I'm not saying that's the case before you all get on to me. I don't think you would if you follow me because you know what I'm like. Yeah, that was it really. Just trying to bounce some different ideas off there. So like I say, I'm not speaking on behalf of Rick. It was just a perception, is that right? Observation. It was just an observation I had from a few comments there. But yes, I'll leave it there. Decide for yourself. Feel free to comment and share and get the debate going. I probably won't respond if you start getting all preaching God squad. But again, if you follow me, you're not going to be arguing, so no worries there. Anyway, ta-ta for now.